Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our second episode of Off the Grill. Today, we got honestly a pretty slow day, but some crazy comments that were made throughout the NFL world. We have some more Reddit takes, and then we also have obviously another random player of the week. So let's hop into it. All right, guys, so our one and only news story that we're going to talk about today, it's been pretty slow since last week. The last real transaction, I would say, was the Darren Waller thing that happened last Tuesday. So today we're just talking about kind of some crazy comments that came out from Asante Samuel Sr., who his son obviously plays in the NFL. His son is Asante Samuel Jr., and apparently he had ties to go to the Dolphins organization this offseason, but that apparently is not happening after these words that were said. So this is what he said, I believe on a podcast or in an interview or something like that. They're sensitive. There's no leadership in the Dolphins organization. Mike McDaniel is a pushover, who's obviously the head coach. Chris Grier, the GM, has no backbone. They're running this team like a little league team. No one can stand up to the players. They are terrified of their own players. Crazy things to be said. Now, when I first saw this, these comments, I thought it was saying that Asante Samuel Jr. was saying this, and I was absolutely shocked. But it was his father, and so he obviously will go somewhere else. I've seen him tied to a couple other teams, but these comments are just absolutely crazy to come out. And if you're Mike McDaniel or you're Chris Grier and you're seeing these comments come out about you, it does not look good on you whatsoever, obviously. But I just feel like with how things have been handled in the past with this team, especially with the Tua injuries, there's just been some questionable decisions in this front office, even with all the talent that they do have. And I just think this is not a good look. And I think I could see there being some truth to this, honestly. I don't think Asante Samuel Sr. is just talking out of his ass. And if so, he is right to call this out. Now, it was a little harsh, I will say that. But he definitely is right to call it out if he feels like his son isn't being treated on this team right, or he's not even on the team yet, but it isn't being, if he walks in and he knows, because he's been a player in the past, he knows what a good organization looks like. He's played for the Patriots. He knows what good front office looks like. And so if he's saying this, there might be some truth to that, and there might be some things that are happening in the Dolphins organization that isn't good and is holding this team back. So it'll really be interesting to see how this team performs next season, this upcoming season, after these comments, to see if maybe there's some truth and that this is the start of the end for this current regime, or regime, I should say. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to hear this come out about these two guys. Mike McDaniel, I feel like when he was his early days in Miami, he was a fan favorite as a head coach there. And I feel like that slowly started to dwindle a little bit since then, at least from the first couple years. And Chris Grier, I don't really know much about. I haven't really heard much about. But I do feel like there might be some truth to this, and unfortunately it could be the beginning of the end for the current Miami Dolphins. But I wonder what players really he's talking about, like who is standing up against the front office. Is it the whole team? Is Tyreek being a little asshole? I don't know, man, but definitely interesting to hear this. All right, guys, our random player of the week, America's favorite segment, you guys know it, I know it, is going to be this GOAT right here, Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles. This dude was born in Tucson and went to the University of Arizona. That's really cool. He was born and raised in Tucson and went to U of A and took his football dreams to the NFL. So respect to you, Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, and I only hope the best to you in your life and your children and your family and your offspring. All right, guys, this is something that you don't need to see, and you probably don't want to see whatsoever, but I'm going to show to you guys anyways. This is Alex Smith's leg, RIP. Much respect to him for coming back after his tibia injury and surgery. Ugh. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. I actually feel so bad for him. And I cannot believe that he actually played the game of football after his leg looked like this. It almost reminds me of like one of those giant turkey legs that you can get at like the Renaissance Fair. I don't know if the Renaissance Fair is only an Arizona thing. And you guys have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, guys, this is kind of what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but I don't think I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat one of those ever again, unfortunately. All right, guys, today's viral video of the week isn't really viral, but it's, I guess, the best one that I found that isn't from like 2 years ago. That's just a throwback or just a reused video. But this is an offensive line cheat code. I don't know why teams haven't thought of using these guys before, of signing these guys before. This is Micah Parsons, an NFL All-Pro pass rusher, trying to push a sumo wrestler. Keep in mind, one of the best pass rushers, most athletic pass rushers in the NFL. CJ Stroud is a little bit most disrespectful. But yeah, I think that's actually insane. I think that we don't even understand how strong sumo wrestlers really are until we see things like that. And guys, I'm telling you, if I'm an NFL GM, I'm gonna start looking at these sumo wrestlers a little bit different now, if you know what I mean. All right, guys, it's America's second favorite segment of the week. It's Circle Jerk time. So we're going to kick things off. Unfortunately, we have a lot of Shedeur Sanders ones. I think that's going to be prevalent every single week because it is Shedeur Sanders. But he has had such a good mentor history, and now he adds to that collection with Deshaun Watson reportedly taking him under his wing and mentoring him. I think if there's anybody in the NFL that you want to mentor you, it would be Deshaun Watson, because there's just so much you can learn from him. There's so many takes that you can take away from him. And for example, you know, how to, you know, where to get the best massages, honestly, to recover for game day. Would be one huge takeaway that I would get from Deshaun Watson. So I'm sure he appreciates the mentorship, and I'm really excited to see where this can go. Another Deshaun Watson one. I know it's a lot of Browns. There's going to be a lot of Browns up in here, but Deshaun Watson said, I believe this was a little bit ago. Oh, this is when he was going to Clemson. If I'm blessed to stay healthy and play for a while, I'm chasing the GOAT. I'm chasing Tom, and I'm going for 6. Now, he might have meant 6 massage parlors. He could have meant 6 females. But either way, you know, he got there at some point. I just don't know if he got there in the way that he intended. So I'm not too sure what happened there. I thought the disrespect was crazy on here. This is another Shedeur Sanders one. Obviously talking about Jason Pierre-Paul, talking about 10 years after fireworks accident. Obviously, everyone thinks about that on 4th of July. It either happened on 4th of July or New Year's. I don't remember when. But another story that they wanted to link here is Shedeur Sanders does have a path to the CFL because he's too dog shit to play in the NFL, I'm assuming is what they're saying here. So, yeah, I didn't really need to throw that story in there. Didn't really need to make that story. He hasn't even played a single snap, but I love it. I think the funniest thing is like Shedeur Sanders is easily the most widespread player in the league, and without, you know, saying pause and making that sound weird, what I mean by that is you have people out in media who are saying this guy is a CFL player, he is going nowhere, and then you have other guys in the media like FanDuel who are saying he's going to be like the next top 10 quarterback in NFL history. There's just so many freaking career paths this guy could go based off of people's expectations, and this dude was drafted in the 5th round, probably the most talked about and predicted 5th round pick of all time. But yeah, there's just so many directions this guy's career could go, and so many predictions for him. So good for him, man. He's always keeping people guessing. And then our last one, guys, there's just no way. There's just no way. Now this is a post. If you swipe, they're talking about how Jalen Hurts grew from 6'1" to 6'3", or it could be the opposite. I don't remember. Maybe he might have shrunk from 6'3" to 6'1". But either way, it was a bullshit story that nobody gives a fuck about. Nobody really cares about because it's probably not true. But I did think this cover picture was just a little disrespectful. I mean, you put this as the cover picture, some people might not even swipe, some people might not see the other post, and they just see this. So I don't know, man. There's just no way. I don't think you could ever get away with saying that Jalen Hurts has a 2-inch wiener. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was really educational for you guys, and so I know you guys appreciate all of the content that I give you, especially in these off the grill episodes. If you guys like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys this Friday with another upload, and I appreciate all the support that you guys give me, and I love you all so much. I'll see you guys later. Peace.